Hey guys, we're here at the Cayuga Speedway at the Toronto Motorsports Park at the Canadian Nitro Nationals. If you're not here, you're missing out. The really nice thing about Toronto Motorsports Park is it's an open pit policy. You can just walk around, go anywhere, watch all the guys working on their stuff, and everybody's super friendly, willing to talk about their different cars, their builds, how they got into racing, and it's nice because they fire them up so you can listen to them as they're tuning them, as they're trying them, as you can see the frustrations when it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. But really cool atmosphere here, just everybody just walking around and tools nicely in the open. Welcome to Canada, where you can trust your tools just lay out and they're going to stay there. Nobody's going to take your stuff. Really, really cool. So come on down and check it out. So we're at Toronto Motorsports Park on Canada Day weekend. We got a special privilege here talking with Neal, right?
Neal Darnell, yes, sir.
So can you tell us about Shockwave? That's
well,
your main attraction.
Shockwave is our headliner act. It's a world's only triple engine jet truck, 36,000 horsepower. Kind of speaks for itself. It's a Peterbilt full size semi, 36,000 horsepower. 12,000 on each engine. It holds the world's record speed for semis at 376 miles an hour in the Guinness Book of World Records. 376 in a semi is crazy.
Crazy.
What is that in kilometers? 500 or thereabouts?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
It's the king of the hill. It is awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, if you look inside the cab, you'll see all the roll bars and so on and so forth. We've owned this truck. We bought it from the original owners that built this truck.
Oh, okay.
Originally back in 1984. I mean, this truck, there's original parts on it from 32 years ago. The cab is different. The front end's different. Part of the frame is still original, but this truck actually was crashed at an air show in 2008. Destroyed the truck, but the driver came out not a scratch. Awesome. He wasn't very happy, but
yeah. And it doesn't take any twisting or torquing because it's just thrust, right?
Right. So everything is thrust. The tires and wheels are along for the ride.
Yeah. How much does it weigh?
It weighs about 7,000 pounds. An original semi will weigh about 18,000.
Yeah, well, my Silverado with the Cummins in it is like 6,800.
Right.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Now, see, this is all chrome moly tubular frame. I mean, it's built just like a race car. It's got coilover shocks. It rides like a dream.
Pretty simple and basic and straightforward. Oil pressure for each engine. I can't see those gauges over there, but one fuel, 3 buttons for the ignitions on the left, top, and right. And really, there's not a whole lot else. It's pretty incredible.
All my family works on the team. We have several drivers. Both my sons, one of which is here. Chris, he's the primary driver on Shockwave. I drive it also, but he's got it here.
So we start this truck individually. Each engine has its own throttle, so you basically wrap your hand around after you get all 3 running, you kind of cup your hand around all 3 throttles whenever you're moving them frontwards and backwards. It seems odd, but it's kind of like flying an airplane. Any jet out there, even the airliners, each engine has its own throttle. But the afterburner is common. That is this lever. That's the lever that makes all the fun, all the smoke, all the fire, and the go fast lever. That's for the fuel. They're manual valves. So that opens the afterburner valves, and then this button here on the steering wheel is called the hot streak button or afterburner igniter, and that basically shoots a shot of fuel, a fireball, through the combustion chamber of the jet engine and lights the afterburner fuel. So whenever you see this truck with a big flame behind it, that means that the engines are at idle and I'm putting it in afterburner, and it's just not using up all of that fuel to create thrust. It's just burning it basically behind the truck, just part of the show. Buttons up here, that's what runs the stacks. There's igniters, there's high fuel, low fuel. Basically the low is more of like a pilot light. As long as I don't have a tailwind, I can run them on high most of the time. They can create a lot of flame. But with a tailwind, last year here, a year ago, I roasted the hood of the truck and the roof of the truck. We had to redo the wrap because we had a tailwind and the stacks burn all the vinyl off of it. Yeah, not a pretty sight. That was oops. Yeah. It was too late once I saw it smoking. Whenever the engines are at full throttle, up in this area, it has about a 4-inch throw as far as throttle goes, but whenever the throttles are all the way forward and you put it in afterburner, you can no longer hold the truck. The brakes, the way we have the brakes set up, it's all custom made, brake rotors and everything, but it will hold the truck. The brake system will hold the truck at full throttle, but it won't hold it in afterburner. It'll just slide the tires. This lever right here not only deploys the parachutes, but as you can see, it grabs all of the throttles and the afterburner all at the same time, shuts everything down all at the same time. You don't want those parachutes coming out. You know, they're just nylon parachutes, so you don't want them coming out while you've got flame behind you. So the parachute lever shuts everything down. If that set of parachutes, there's 2 on each parachute line, 2 16-foot chutes, and if the first set breaks away or tangles or something, then we have an emergency set here. This lever, it's actually in the off position right now. That lever also shuts off all fuel to the entire truck. So in case of any emergency, whether you're at speed or not, you grab that lever and it shuts everything down to the entire truck.
The engines, what are they out of? Are they new? Are they?
No. All these engines are old military engines from U.S. Jet fighter aircraft that have since been retired. Yeah. We pick up the engines from military surplus. We've even bought them on eBay. So they say you can buy anything on eBay. There you go. You can't go to your local auto parts store for parts on these things. So we and they don't make spare parts for them anymore. So these engines are 20, 30, 40 years old. And so we buy them up when we find them. Yeah. And I've got probably 8 spare engines sitting in my shop at home. That some of them are complete. Some of them we've robbed parts off of them. But the jet engines are really dependable. I mean, think about it. When you fly on a jet airliner, there's not many times that the engines blow up and fall off the plane. It rarely happens. These things are made to fly around the world nonstop. Right. And so the short amount of time that we're running them at air shows or drag races, they put on quite a show, but we don't run them that long. So they last a long time. I've got one engine in the little Chevy that's been in that truck for 15 years. Nice. And with very little, change the oil. Yep. Watch for fuel leaks, electrical problems, but internally the engines are just bulletproof.
Fantastic. One of the few things I haven't gotten into really is airplanes and helicopters, anything up in the air. But really cool to see just a couple big electric motors that are turning the turbine to start off. And then it's a matter of spraying the fuel in and lighting it to get your boost. Like Neal was saying, the jet engines are one of the greatest inventions that are out there because it's simple and very dependable and reliable. On top of that, they make a lot of smoke and noise. It's awesome. I love it. The way the whole cage is designed to hold the engines and carry the whole thing forward. Just awesome engineering, and it's not done by anybody other than guys like Neal and his family in their backyards, in their shops at night. They're the ones designing it, and it really leaves it open to, if you want to build it, do it, because it is possible. We've got the internet, the technology to be able to imagine saying, I want to take 3 engines from a airplane and put it on a truck and do shows with it. Have an awesome time doing it. Get to see the world, tour all over the country, be famous. This thing is famous. This thing is on TVs in Japan and China, everywhere, and it gets to be in your backyard. So you know what? If you want to build it, do it. Just absolutely, just don't stop. Just do it. I love every piece of this thing.
In one performance, we'll burn almost 200 gallons of fuel. And we burn several different kinds of fuel. Here we're burning diesel fuel, but we can burn jet fuel.
Okay.
We can burn soybean oil, vegetable oil, kerosene, you name it. Anything but gasoline. We cannot burn gasoline.
Okay.
The small trucks, they burn about 60 gallons per performance.
Okay.
So they're not very efficient.
No.
As far as fuel mileage. It's not miles per gallon, it's gallons per mile.
So I noticed there's 2 seats in Shockwave and the rest of your trucks too.
We've only got passenger seats in the Dodge and in Shockwave. And you know, it's expensive. We charge $3,000 to ride in Shockwave, but and $1,000 for the Dodge. But basically, it puts you in the 300 mile per hour club, which is a very exclusive club. And you know, there's not many people that are in it. I mean, it's usually Top Fuel or Funny Car guys that are in that. And I can't tell you what it's like to run 300 miles an hour. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, we give you a nice plaque that officially puts you in the 300 mile per hour club. You can hang it on your office or in your kitchen at home.
I love it.
I used to have a decal on the dash with a button on there that said panic button. But the funny thing about it was that was for the passengers, you know. And the funny thing about it, when you're all strapped in, you can't reach it. They built this custom fiberglass front end, and there is no motor, of course, in here.
Right.
So you'll notice the bumper used to be out here.
Okay.
Well, they did this aerodynamic front end. They extended the grill on down for more air intake. You can see the 3 intakes on the engines in there. It actually picked up 12 miles an hour in the quarter.
Really?
Then we have our other trucks. We've got the 2 flash fire trucks. One is a Chevy, one's a Dodge. They're both single engine trucks, about 12,000 horsepower apiece. They also run in the 360, 375 mile per hour range.
So the 300 mile per hour club is a very exclusive club. We've got a Dodge here that's been in there, and we've got a Chevy that's been in there, and that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Now at drag races, let me be clear on this. Drag races, we're not running as long as we do at air shows. So at drag races, all of the trucks will run somewhere in the 200 to 250 mile per hour range, which is for the quarter mile. Still fast, but not as fast as we go at air shows. So you can't blink or you're missing. They both, at speed, will put about 1,200 pounds of downforce on the rear wheels. So that keeps them pretty stable and on the ground. They do float around a little bit more than the big truck. They're not quite as stable.
Right.
They don't weigh, like the Dodge weighs 2,250 pounds. This one weighs 2,400, the Chevy. The exact same engine that's in Shockwave.
That's
now
awesome.
this one here.
I love how it comes right out the hood. That is awesome.
I sit right beside it. I can lay my arm on the side of the motor.
Doesn't get too hot, eh?
Yeah, it gets warm where you can't touch it. I mean, it probably 140, 150 degrees. And you know, I do have Lexan protection between me and the.
Okay, I see it.
It's kind of a heat shield.
Yeah.
And we also wear fireproof suit, helmet, gloves, shoes, the whole. I think there's our 4th or 5th year here, and they usually won't let us leave without signing a contract for next year. So,
Fantastic. Well, I'm gonna hit you up next year.
All right.
I'm gonna try and I'd love to be in that seat.
Nice talking to you guys. Thanks for coming out.
Looking forward to it tonight. It's gonna be fun.
You got her. right where Aaron's standing with the drone. I wonder how this is turning out. Paid now. I'm on the crew. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because you never know what you're going to see next week on Deboss Garage. If you like what you see, there's a lot of stuff happening to help support the channel. And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.